Hello, everyone, and good morning, and happy Sunday to you. I hope that you're enjoying this weekend. Last week was absolutely gorgeous, and I'm so happy today because I have two partners in crime. So one is like Steph Harshberger from Your Best Life MD. She's a nurse practitioner, and my other one is Coach Brex. So thank you so much for being on here again. And I know people like love listening to what you have to say, especially I love about the fact that you really like to heal people without medication, which is possible. And we'll talk about a lot of stuff today. Please introduce yourself and say what you do and all that good stuff so everybody knows who I'm talking to.
Awesome. Well, Nadia, thank you so much. I appreciate it. Once again, I appreciate being on. Very blessed. But yeah, I run a facility, running it almost 25 years now, coming up on 25, where I deal with athletes primarily, working on the speed, explosion, and stuff, but really gotten into the last 7-8 years on longevity stuff. How to help people heal, like you said, without medication. How to heal naturally, the way God intended us. So I really got into that part of it. I started a whole program called the Earth Strong program, which combines the spiritual, mental, and physical aspect of healing to get people to understand that no matter what age you are, it doesn't matter if you're a young kid, older kid, how we can get our bodies to heal and do it the correct way, the way God intended us.
So this is like even for older people, right?
Correct, 100%.
So it doesn't matter what age you are, you can definitely heal yourself. I mean, obviously there's a lot of things that maybe need medication, like some stuff out there that some people can't control. I don't know, maybe thyroid, maybe that's one of them. I always feel like people have to regulate that. But diabetes, you can do through food and lose the weight and absolutely not be on that medication. Prevent heart issues, right? I know if you have a stroke or a heart attack, you're pretty much, you could have prevented it up until that point. So you've been doing like a lot of things that I think you're really taking that whole self of what you're going to do even considerably further than I am, right? Which is really interesting to me because we were talking before we started that you did a DNA thing, but also now you're taking a different course. Which ironically, you're like, it's about the gut. And a month ago, I had an issue with my gut, which is, I'm like, what is this, like a sign? I always think like, obviously, they always say God works in mysterious ways. And I'm like, well, this may be a sign. Maybe I need to check like what you're doing for me to look into it. So what was that exactly?
Yeah, so it was a gut course that I took. And, took a stool sample from what I did. And it looked into how my gut is doing at this time. Now, granted, the gut can change. You know that as well as anybody, how you eat and things like that. But I really think that most people have gut issues is because of what they do when they're young. We live in a country that's just horrible food, horrible,
Yes.
absolutely atrocious.
I
was
agree.
just away, and the country that I was in, the food was fresh, amazing, had no issues, zero issues. Then you come back and eat the similar things here, the so-called similar things, and our guts are all destroyed. So when people are doing this stuff, they have to understand that American food is the worst food that I've ever had in my life. You know what I mean?
It is.
And it's unfortunate because we think we're so much more advanced. Well, we're more advanced in how we're disease filled. People don't have the gut issues that we do. And this course started to teach me that even though you think you're healthy, and certain things you think are healthy for you could actually be harming you. And one of the things we talked about was broccoli.
Yeah.
Everybody tells you how great broccoli is. Well, broccoli is not a real vegetable in the sense of it was put here by God. This is a hybrid vegetable that we manufacture together, okay? So a lot of things that we manufacture, actually I would say 99% of them, goes pharmaceuticals and all that kind of stuff, has an effect on the gut. Now we think it heals us, but in the long term it actually destroys us because what is in our system is all the microbiomes that we talk about and things like that. But this broccoli was destroying me. Every time I'd eat it, man, I feel horrible.
And you always hear how wonderful broccoli is.
Yeah, exactly. And I was eating and I'm like, man, there's something wrong here. Couldn't figure out what was wrong because I was having some other things with it. Well, then I finally eliminated the broccoli. I was trying to figure it out on my own. And I always tell people I do all my own research. I do it all on myself to see where I'm at. When I took the broccoli out, I felt better. After eating the other food, I'm like, So I ate the broccoli again. Felt like, junk.
Yeah.
Took the broccoli out, felt better. Well, when I got this test done, it showed a lot of the stuff that is in broccoli, my gut has a hard time processing and digesting. So when people talk about leaky gut and things like that,
Yes.
that's what was happening, was destroying my gut lining. So it was making my gut actually, so-called, if you want to call it leaky gut or whatever you want to call it, have issues. And through that process, and it says, all right, I got to get rid of that. And then it also showed me certain probiotics that are very, very healthy that we find in kefir, kimchi, sauerkraut, you know what I mean? Stuff that is very, very healthy for us. I wasn't having enough of. So my probiotics were very, very low. So it was making my gut all jacked up. So even things that I normally would eat, could be able to eat, were destroying. Now, since I added the probiotics back in and stuff like that, a lot of these things aren't causing issues. Now, broccoli still does. But it was just so interesting that if people just took time out of their busy lives to understand themselves and get these tests done, and they're basic tests, right? I did it right at home, sent it in, they sent the results back. I'm in a course, so I'm taking everything. Like I said, mine's a little bit different than most. You could just get the test done. And then you start to analyze what's going on. You could probably save yourself millions upon millions of dollars and hours upon hours, hundreds of hours of being sick, because that's where your whole disease starts in the gut.
In the gut,
And we know that. But nobody wants to take time because we just want to eat the crap that we eat, thinking that, oh, I'm fine. Yes, when you're in your 20s and 30s, before you destroyed your gut because it hasn't hit that breaking point, you are fine. And then you hit 40 and 50. I can't tell you how many people I know that are in their 50s right now that since the virus of 2020 have had gut issues. And I'm talking about ulcerative colitis, leaky gut, irritable bowel syndrome. These things are all going on. Yeah, it's honestly amazing, but nobody is taking the time, and doctors are not advising us, well, take this antibiotic. No, there's natural ways to heal it. Does it take time? 100%. I will tell you that it took me a long time to get where I'm at, but I'm better off than taking those poison pills and actually destroying my gut even more, because we all know antibiotics kill what? The bad and the good. Well, you know how long it takes to recover the good stuff back in? A very long time. Because they're not telling you how to do it properly. And that's one of the issues that I have. And that's why I really want to kick to help people understand their own bodies and to get you to heal naturally. Because if you heal naturally, then you can ward off anything coming later down the pike.
And prevention is really important. Even if you already have it, you can make it better. So that's really the key. And the gut is really, it's like you said, it's even related to dementia.
Correct.
Right?
100%. All the signs that I've read and all the studying that I'm doing right now, saying that your gut is pretty much the reason why dementia is popping up so rapidly, and it's because of the ultra processed food that we are just ingesting like crazy.
It's I've been out of the country, and I have clients that have been out of the country. Everybody says the same thing. So whether they go to Italy, especially Italy, whether they go to Switzerland or Japan, or wherever they traveled, they always say how they feel so amazing on the food, especially when it comes to carbs, like let's say pizza or bread, or they say and same thing for me. I wasn't feeling puffy, I wasn't swollen. Like if I eat a pizza here, let's say I have one or two slices, literally, first of all, I immediately a little bit afterwards I don't feel good because I can't do anything high fat, even though I dab the fat on top of it, and I don't eat pizza that often. But then the next day when I wake up, I'm swollen. Like my eyes are almost like really swollen from the sodium or whatever that it's actually probably the carb itself. And it takes me forever to you get up foggy, you get up not feeling good. And when I was in Italy, I had pizza, and late, because they eat really late there. It's crazy how late they eat. I'm like, oh my God, this is a little bit late. But I slept beautifully. I woke up in the morning feeling amazing. There was no puffiness, there was no swelling. And I'm like, what are we doing here in the United States that we want to keep people sick, honestly? Or if 100%. They're fine, to definitely make them sick.
Correct. I agree with you 100%.
Okay, and we really have to open our eyes up to prevent that for ourselves. Like we don't, the doctors are fine, but you don't want to blindly listen to your doctor. Like that is really, we feel like the doctor knows everything. Doctor's not God, okay? Even though some of them think they are, but they're not. And the key is, you have to kind of do your own research and sometimes get like a holistic view of it. There are